Hello again. We're back. This time we're going for a walk through Puerto del Carmen. Puerto del Carmen, obviously in Lanzarote, Spain, Canary Islands. Now my hotel is just a little bit back. I have made a previous video of the hotel. You can see that. But we're going to go for a walk along Puerto del Carmen. Now it is quite a long walk, this one. I did it the other day. It was around 3.5 kilometres, over 2 miles. And the reason we walked it, we got a bus into Puerto del Carmen, the old port, but we walked back. Now the reason we walked back is because it is one way. As you can see here, the cars are all going one way. And coming back, it's somewhere up the back. We couldn't find the bus stop, so we thought we would just walk it. By the time we looked around for it, but it was a good long walk. It was around about 50 minutes, 45 to 50 minutes walk at a brisk pace. We did have a few stops, obviously, but we're going to go and do a partial walk this time to some of the bars and restaurants. Now there are a lot of them. That's the first of them. Coming up there, that is the Chinese restaurant, or Mar Max. Like I said, there's a lot of them, and there's also a lot of Irish bars I noticed yesterday. There you go, an old post box, similar to our ones back home. Yeah, like I say, I did notice a lot of Irish bars yesterday. In fact, I would go as far as to say pretty much every second shop was a bar, an Irish one, which is no bad thing, obviously. If there's that many bars, and obviously there's good trade. So this is the bus stop we got from yesterday, San Antonio, which is the name of the hotel over there. And this is the bus stop here, getting into the far end of Puerto del Carmen. So I will put a little map up and show you the way we're heading. But this is where we picked it up. Quite cheap. It was for 2 of us. It was £2.80. So less than €1.50 into Puerto del Carmen, the far end of it. But it is quite a long strip. I think they call it the strip. So it starts sort of where we are now and goes in for about 2 kilometres or so. Or 3 kilometres maybe. Now I'm staying at the Riu, which is back that way. Like I say, it's quite a long walk, but you can get the bus. But just beware on the way back. You will have to find the bus stop. We couldn't find it. We walked up and down, and there's a lot of hills walking up away from the seafront. So we kind of abandoned it and just walked along the coast, this route, coming back. With many bench stops, it has to be said. It's a nice little bar restaurant, Dr. Lart's. Got the EU flag and a Canadian flag. Very nice. Now it's currently around about midday, so it's quite warm. It's around about 27 degrees as you're walking this. And we're in early November, so anyone thinking of a late autumn, early winter break, we would recommend coming here for a bit of winter sun. So these are like little villas, I imagine here. Not sure if they're rented out. It's just private property there, but pretty nice sea views, that has to be said. Now also, if you do get any transport here, the taxis are pretty cheap as well if you don't fancy the bus. We were thinking of flagging one down, but then we thought, as it was such a nice day, it was worth walking along. Now this is the start of the strip, I believe. Spoons, I've heard that in some other videos, or seen it in some other videos. So that is about a 15-minute walk from our hotel, which is the Riu Paraiso, I think it is. Riu, R-I-U. So, one of the first of many Irish ones, 100% Irish owned, Sally Jones. Live horse racing all day, every day. Not a big fan of horse racing or gambling in general, but there's a few up there as you can see. You've got the White Line, Sally Jones and Spoons. Now we did know some of them have got some really good deals on. So a large beer, $2.50, San Miguel. Some of them were doing them for $1.50 we noticed yesterday, or €2, which is pretty good. And then the food, very reasonable, belly busters, breakfast menus. Yeah, pretty reasonably priced. Not expensive by any means. There you go, there's a large beer for $1.50 there. Pretty good. That's Sorrento di Italia. But as I say, as we walked along here yesterday, I couldn't believe the amount of Irish bars. There was a hell of a lot. And obviously it's drawn a lot of Irish people on holiday at Lanzarote, Puerto del Carmen. Police outside the pharmacy there, I don't know what's going on. There's an Indian restaurant there. A lot of hire bike shops, motorbikes and trikes. I've even seen those tuk-tuks, are they called? Four-wheelers, two people pedalling. I'll show you one if I see it. They look pretty good. And I did think the bikes were a bit pricey. The one I looked at, it was €40 for the day. It seemed like a bit pricey to me. I do like to cycle, you cover more distance obviously, but then again you can't really film it as well. Yeah, about €40 for a bike for the day. You probably get it cheaper than that, but that was the one I looked at. I suppose like everything else, it's dynamic pricing nowadays. If there's demand, the price goes up. If there's not as much demand, the price comes down. Adjust accordingly. Pretty much like any business. But anyway, a few clothes shops, boutiques. Yeah, no shortage of places to eat or drink for that matter. That menu's too large for me to look at. There's a real good sea view there, the beer garden. Not sure the name of that one, it just says beer garden. Maybe that's the name of the pub. Not quite sure. So this is the strip proper. It's pretty busy in this bit. Now, as I say, it's around about midday. So as you can see, still pretty lively. With a little sing-song there. Submarine safaris, food, all pretty reasonably priced. Mocktails, pizzas, anything you want. It's Cherry Moon, that one. There you go, the Dubliner. Closed on a Wednesday. Proud winner of the 2025 TripAdvisor Traveller's Choice Award. There you go. Closed on a Wednesday. So as you can see, for early November, very busy, like I say, only the early part of the afternoon, a lot of people out and about. I've not been down here at night time yet, I'm a bit old for all that really, but I imagine it's pretty lively. Very young people that like a bit of partying. Right, now we're not going to cover all of the strip because, like I say, it's pretty long. I did it yesterday, so there will be a previous video going up, or another video. If I've not already uploaded it, it will be coming shortly. Like I say, it's pretty long, the strip. So I'll have to be broken up into sections because it would be well over an hour long if I did the whole thing. But it is a nice walk. It's currently 12:30 there.
So I was saying to him, we're coming here for a drink first. So,
Hairy Lemon Bar. Hairy Lemon refreshments. There is also a shopping mall, which I did, like I say, in another video. If it's on the channel, you can check it out. It's over about 5 floors. It's pretty good, pretty big. Not a great deal of branded shops that I could see, but there was a few. You can check that out. Koala Bay. Oh, they're nice. Don't know if they're not sharp. I'm going to fall into them after a few light owls. Now, as I say, it's pretty much one way here, so some of the roads coming down, some are going up. It's a bit tricky to find the bus stop, we found anyway, but you could obviously plot your route before you do it, or just get a cab. I think the cabs are reasonably priced. Someone told us from Puerto del Carmen to the airport it was €15. So I imagine from where we are to our hotel would be under 10, €7 or €8 possibly, which is quite cheap. If there's more than two of you, then it's definitely cheaper than a bus. Two of us, it was €2.80, €3. Pretty cheap. But if you want to get your steps in, then it's a long enough stretch to get them, that's for sure. Or you could hire a mobility scooter. There you go. There you go, half beer €150.2. Mini India. Like I say, it's fairly busy for early November because a lot of other resorts do close down, I think, in November. So the ones that stay open, or ones that have got sunshine all year round, like the Canaries, obviously they're going to pack all the tourists in, which is what they do here. There you go. €1 for a half, $1.50 for a pint. So, it's not going to break the bank to eat and drink here. I'm not sure about the accommodation. We got an all-inclusive where we are, the hotel. So, just to get a bed and breakfast or self-catering, I'm not sure the prices, but you can always check that out. But it isn't that expensive to eat out, that's for sure. And there's a lot of places to eat and drink. So pretty much something for everyone, I would say. That's a busy one, El Kiosco. Busy with the locals and all by the look of it. Little locals bar. It's a Sunday as well today, so I suppose a lot of locals are out off for the weekend. Now they're selling bikes. They offer rent, ex-rental.
They do that anyway. They do that all the time. Yeah.
Got ducked down under this tree. And also a lot of the bars I noticed do have bands or musicians playing in them. Very popular. I see some Irish duos and stuff playing in some of the Irish bars. Up in the centre of Puerto del Carmen, it is very, very packed in tight. I'll show that, like I say, in a different video. This is the strip, but in the part where it's really packed in, there is pretty much every second bar was an Irish bar. So
I think it's seafront.
I'm just going to cross over the road here. It's quite busy with people, but not so busy with traffic, which is a good thing. So we'll just go over here. Good viewing point of the mountains over the back there. And over there in the background is the old port, or the old town. Right over there where you can see those white buildings. That's the sort of end of it, so we're probably about halfway around the strip, but I think that'll do for now, for this one. As you can see, there's plenty here. And the weather's great. It's early November, and like I say, about 27 degrees. And wall-to-wall sunshine, and it's around midday, so very good. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. If you're feeling generous, you could also buy me a coffee, the link below. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.